So the one thing that I can't do my job without is my page-a-day diary. Every day I write all of my notes in here, I keep track of all the priorities, and at the end of each day I rewrite them into the next day, just figuring out what the plan is for the day ahead or the coming week.
I can't do without this, which are my earphones, in-ear earphones. So I can do all the little bits I need to do in between all the other bits I need to do. So it allows me to be, a mum and a partner and a producer all at the same time. Am I allowed to say that I really, really don't know what your job entails? Even though day to day you may be doing similar things to me, the processes feel really different to me. So I'm really sorry. I was thinking I'd find it really hard to describe your job. Except I presume you draw everyone together. Again, the finances, the look of the piece, who you're selling it to, or who you're working with to distribute the game. Is that right? Is that what you do?
Yeah. The way that I would work is that I would work with like our head of finance to help with like the budgets and like our studio director. Then we'd have like our creative director, our art director, our technical director. I'd extract information, I'd figure out like what the plans would be and present them back to people. So a lot of my job is a facilitator. I facilitate.
Yeah, that sounds very, that actually from that process sounds really similar.
I guess the way I would describe your job is that maybe you deal with more of the finances, more of like securing funding and doing like the recce's location scouting, which is more of a, rather than me doing that, like talking to our game developers, like our designers, and talking about how they would build those sorts of virtual worlds.
Okay.
I guess yours is more kind of like getting out there and exploring like the physical terrains and figuring out like your teams and bringing them together. Like it's...
That's very true. No, you're absolutely
like,
right.
I think there are complete parallels, like in a quite an interesting way.
I'm there right at the beginning, which is the kind of producer I am. They're right at the beginning, either when the idea is first formed, or we option the book, and then we do everything from there right to the end. So it's saying we're the only people, pretty much, who are there right at the beginning of the instigation of the project, right through to when the film comes out on DVD and even beyond. I think it is a really helpful thing for people who are interested in going into the profession, that would be true, I think, of your industry as well as mine, is have a look down the lists, especially with film credits. Have a look down the list. See, there are people like post-production supervisor who are across the whole post-production side of a film that, again, people wouldn't know about. I think it's the really obvious positions are the ones probably that might be actually the hardest to get into, but working your way through some of the other areas of putting a film together, and I'm sure for putting a game together, are ways of getting into the industry.
So my advice would be just look at everything, absorb everything, listen to everything, just take everything in and ask questions.
Be as efficient in the small things you get asked to do, because that honestly is one of the things that impresses us straight away, is we think, oh, well, we could use them as a real runner or as an assistant because, God, they achieved those jobs, those 5 jobs I asked them to, they achieved them really well.
Seeing everything happen from the ground level to top level, like being involved in, like as you said, like in every element.
The best thing about my job is the experience of sitting in the audience when you've made a movie, and maybe it's one of the first few times you've shown it to real people, and that you can feel all the things you hoped the film would excite in people. So you can see them crying, you can hear them laughing, you can hear them gasp at the right moment, or even at moments you never expected them to gasp at. For me, that's what it's all about.